Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. With over 10,000 different cards and so many different products to choose from, where do you even begin? Using a budget of just £30 a week, I set out to mould my own deck and climb the competitive ladder all the way to the European Championships. The challenge? All my cards have to be obtained through sealed official products. I'm not allowed to trade, I'm not allowed to buy cards individually, and instead have to rely on the cold, hard luck of the draw. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. We've made it to episode 5, which is extra special because it means more content. That's right, as promised, we'll be looking at the collection and every card we've obtained in the Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch series so far. So be sure to stick around to the end for that and let me know in the comments section, what is your favourite card we've picked up so far? If we could smash 1,000 likes on this video, that would be absolutely incredible. So be sure to tell all your friends if you have any. Let's be real, we play Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. Subscribe to the channel and let's make this episode an absolute banger. God, I sound like Ali A. Anyway, we have a fresh £30 to spend. In the last episode I said I was going for LP, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So £30 got us, you guessed it, 5 Savage Strike Special Editions. I know you're probably sick of Savage Strike by now, but we just have to go in for this LP. Before we start cracking these open, I thought it would be fun to run some numbers and look at exactly what we're dealing with here. So far on this series we have opened 6 Savage Strike Special Editions, which equates to 18 individual packs. Core booster sets have a total of 14 super rares, meaning LP has a drop rate of 1 in 14. Ultra rares have an expected drop rate of 1 every 6 packs, and there is a total of 10 ultra rares in each core booster set. So theoretically, to pull the one ultra rare you need, which in this case is Borrowload Savage, you will have needed to have opened 60 packs. Just as a side note, this is not taking variants or short printing into account, which sadly I believe is the case for Borrowload Savage. But in a perfect world, by the end of this episode we will have opened 33 packs, meaning over a 50% chance of success. Obviously, realistically it's a lot lower than that, but best case scenario, that's what we're dealing with. Okay, I want to try and blitz through this because we know all the commons here by now. Also, check this out, out of 5 special editions we got 4 of the same promo. Bit weird, but whatever. I think it's safe to say that LP's a guarantee at this point, so we'll definitely have a win condition by the end of this. Or I could eat my words and cry myself to sleep for another week. So pack 1 to start us off, we'll do the whole 4 to the front thing and see what we get. Just fan through these. And hey, we got Guard Dragon Cataclysm, which is the trap I mentioned in the last episode. So that's one of them down, 2 to go. I'm pretty much just choosing packs randomly here. There is no there's no method to what I'm doing. So 4 to the front. Oh right. Well, Brave Neos is a super. That's whoops. It's so weird because sometimes it's 4 and sometimes it's 3. So I think I'll just stick to 3 from now on. Alright, let's try this out. 3 at the front, we have Justicia, Succession, Child's Play, Regulator, Weedle, Guru, Detonate Delator, and oh, nice! Right, so we got our second World Legacy Guard Dragon, which I did say that we need 2 or 3 anyway, so we've got our 2, and we've got a whole load of packs left as well, so this is actually looking pretty good. So if you're watching this within like the first 10 hours of release, then I will be sitting on a bus on my way to YCS London. It's going to be my first YCS and I'm taking Cyber Dragons, which I'm quite excited about, but I'll let you know how it goes in the next episode unless I top. If I top, then I'll have to make a completely separate video. Chaos Impact also officially releases the same day this video goes live, so that's going to be super exciting, especially at London. I just recently had like a proper look at that set, and honestly there's about 9 or 10 cards that we're needing from there, so that's going to be very, very fun. Also, did I actually just pull Pisty and then Agripane back to back? I feel like the Yugi gods are just laughing at me now. So what's this, like pack number 5 or 6? We'll stick with 3 to the front. We got Update Jammer, 6 Samurai, Child's Play, Salad Parrot, Clock Lizard, Regulator, Wicked, that thing, and there we go, there he is. We got the LP. Pisty, then Agripane, then LP, all back to back to back. That's pretty nuts. So I think the only mandatory card left to pull from Savage Strike is Borrowload Savage, meaning if we get him, then we're finally done with the set. So we have Cyberse Integrator, we have Armored Weedle, we have Garmedes, Time Thief Winder, Red Rising Dragon, this thing again, and we got an ultra rare, but it's Final Light. Again, we've already pulled one of those. and it's trash. Looks like we're about halfway now. Yeah, 8 packs left, including this one. Another 3 to the front here. We have Obi-Wan Kenobi. We have the Shiranui spell. 6 Samurai again. We've got Papa Roach. Summon Over. Aloof Lupine. This psychic thing dude. And Agripane again. What is with all these guard dragons? Where were they in episode 2 or 3? I'm getting nervous now. We got 6 packs left after this. And that is not a lot of packs. So 3 to the front, we have Bezel Ship, we got Unizombie, we got Squirt Squirt, Fireman, Incantations, another Synchro. Okay, so the holo behind this is white. It's a Synchro. I totally forgot that thing existed. Get out of here. Get out of here. I actually thought that was going to be it. Damn it. Never lucky, man. Never lucky. So we're down to our last 2 special editions worth of packs here. Let's see what we got. So we got Wicked, Incantations, Fireman, Garmides, Guard Dragon Shield, and the Trickstar Super Rare. Nothing exciting there. We've still only pulled 1 Guard Dragon Cataclysm, which I'm a bit gutted about because it's just a rare. I mean, I guess rares are harder to pull than supers because there's 20 rares in a set, but still, just 1 so far. And we got another LP. I don't think I play the second one because the combo is basically all or nothing, so it just won't really come up. 3 packs left after this one. We're nearly done. 3 to the front. We got Time Thief Flyback, Update Jammer, Nightmare, Weedle, Garmides, Clock Lizard, Rocket. Oh my god! Did we actually just pull this? Wow. Wow. Phantasme! So Phantasme is actually perfect for our deck. I just never really thought he would be worth going for because it's so hard to get. But he's a Dark Dragon, he gets his advantage, it's a body on the board, target and protection. Ah! Hell yeah. He's also just got me a nice thumbnail, so double win. Moving on, we got 3 packs left. Honestly, I really don't think we're getting much better than that, but we'll see, we'll see. Pop another 3 to the front here. We have Succession, Pinecone, Team Sam, Trash Trap, Parrot, Sunlight Wolf. So I've seen a bunch of comments telling me to play Salads now that I pulled a bunch of Sunlight Wolves. No, you would be watching me up in Dark Neostorm for about a month or 2 trying to pull Signet Mining. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound fun to me. Here we have Caterpie, Detonate Deleter again, and another Spectral Sword Shade thing. Right, here we go. Last pack. This is the boy we need. Or else we will be opening Savage Strike again at some point, which we really don't want to do. So 3 to the front. For the final pack of the episode, we have Cyburst Integrator. We'll do this nice and slow. Time Thief Bezel Ship. Time Thief Flyback. Our like 20 millionth Salad Parrot. Guard Dragon Core Awakening. We have Incantation Spell. Cyburst Synchron. And finally... Oh no, it's a Synchro. Don't do this to me. Okay. Oh my god, are you serious? Last bloody pack! That is actually unbelievable. Oh my god. Phantasme and Borrowload Savage. Jesus. Wow. I don't know what to say. That reaction was probably a little bit embarrassing, but I don't care. Look, we're done with Savage Strike. Hell yeah. I can't wait to play these at locals. Let's go build our deck. So this is the list I was working with originally, but now that we have LP, I feel like we can change this up drastically. Instead of focusing on the rockets, I think we can focus on our combo. I'll take you through the deck building process just because it helps you realize what you need and what you don't need, so we'll go do that now. So when building the deck, the first thing you need to establish is a win condition. And then your deck basically revolves around trying to achieve that win condition. This little 3-piece you're looking at is our deck's current win condition: Booster Dragon, LP, and Pisty. And to achieve that, we need 2 rockets for Booster Dragon, sadly because we don't have a better generic Link 2, and then 2 level 4 or lower dragons for LP and Pisty. If we do manage to get to this board, then we can end on the bare minimum of Borrowload, Red MD, and Borrowload Savage. If we have, you know, extra extenders, we can do some additional plays, but that is what we're looking at for the bare minimum. So our typical start and play involves binning Abzerata Dragon from deck, which results in 2 bodies on the board using our normal summon. So I've maxed out on all the cards that do just that. We have 6 cards, 3 Dragon Shrine, Dragon's Ravine, Terraforming, and Foolish Burial. Ideally you would have about 12 starter cards, but sadly we don't have access to things like Draconet and Ib right now, so we've just went for the 6 and maxed out on extenders instead. Next up we have our mandatory one-offs, Red MD, Background Dragon, and Rocket Synchron. Background Dragon isn't really mandatory I guess, but it's still 2 bodies on the board and it's a really good target for like Foolish if we open 2 starter cards, or if we open Absolute Dragon we're not going to need to bin it anyway, so yeah, it's worth keeping in there just for now. Next up we have 6 really important cards, and that is 3 Tracer and 3 Quick Launch. While the win condition can be achieved without Tracer, he just makes it so much easier, so we want to find a way to get him out as much as possible. This brings us to our extenders, where we have 3 Gateway Dragon. Gateway Dragon can special summon itself and special summon Tracer from hand, followed by 3 White Rose Dragon, which quite a lot of you guys suggested. It can special summon itself from hand if I control a Dragon Tuner, which is going to happen at least 90% of the time. 3 Absolute Dragon, I'm sure you know what it does by now. It can be cut down to 2 to be honest, but if you open it with Quick Launch it's basically a 2-card combo. 2 World Legacy Guard Dragon, which is just a generic reborn for level 4 or lower dragons. It also has Zone Manipulation, so if we don't manage to get to full win condition, we can still combo off of just 3 bodies. And our last extender is the baby White Dragon, which you want to do before you resolve Rocket Synchron or Rocket Tracer because they both lock you to dark. Moving on to our rocket package, we have 2 Magna Rocket, 2 Auto Rocket, and 1 Silver Rocket. This can very easily be cut down once again, but because our only link 2 for our combo is Booster Dragon requiring 2 rockets, we kind of need quite a few bodies to get out. As soon as we get a more generic link 2, I think we'll be much better off. Our interruption cards include all of our hand traps, so 2 Ghost Bell, Ghost Ogre, and Phantasme. Still can't believe we pulled it. For utility cards, we just have 2 Twin Twisters. And finally, to round out the deck, for our power cards, we have Dragon's Mirror and Polly. It feels really weird calling Polly a power card when honestly it's really not, so that can get cut completely. We just need to get our hands on something better to replace it. So we'll move on to the extra deck. So there's not too much to go over here, it's pretty much self-explanatory for most of the extra deck. I did remember to put in Delindrous Dragon this time, thankfully. Sunlight Wolf is in there because I have cherries in the side, and we can actually still summon Abyss, although it is a very niche situation. Using Rocket Synchron, I can revive Borreload Savage and then synchro into Abyss, assuming I didn't already use our one-of Rocket Synchron to make Borreload Savage in the first place, but who knows, it could come up. I think it's fair to say we're not really a rocket deck anymore, we're more of a Dragon Link deck. We have upgraded massively. Looking at the side deck here, I managed to stick in the Cataclysm and I swapped out the Mirror Forces for 0-day blasters because they provide interruption if we're made to go first, whereas Mirror Force can just get destroyed during the main phase, so it's a better option. So I think it's about time to take this baby for a spin. Right, excuse the lighting because we were sitting in a different location this time. For round 1, we lost the dice roll against rank 6 Jinzo Turbo. He goes first and goes through pretty much his full hand to end on a Avramax. His last card in hand is a Destiny Hero Malicious, so it's a pretty easy win. Starting off with a 20s to clear the back row and then a Quick Launch and Foolish Burial to set up combo, I decided to just go into Delindrous and Cyber's Quantum to clear the Avramax because I feel like the match would be easy enough that I didn't have to waste time comboing. I managed to punch him for 4100 points of damage and then pass over to him where he sets 1 and passes and we kill him. Game 2, he makes me go first, and my hand wasn't great, so I had to use a Tracer to pop itself to summon Auto Rocket, then use World Legacy Guard Dragon to bring back Tracer, and end on a Cyber's Quantum Dragon. On his turn, he does a bunch of Dark Warrior plays to set up a Dark Armed Dragon, which he uses to pop my Cyber's Quantum Dragon. He then goes ahead and attacks for about 6500 points of damage, links into Wee Witch, and passes back to me. I start with a Dragon Shrine to bin Ab's Router and get Rocket Tracer to hand. I then activate Dragon's Ravine and normal summon the Tracer to pop the Ravine to special a Rocket from deck. I then banish my Tracer to special summon Red MD from hand and then activate the effect of Red MD to revive the first Tracer that I used and synchro into Borreload Savage with no effect just so I could beat over Dark Armed Dragon. I use the World Legacy Guard Dragon to move Savage into a main monster zone just so I have the extra monster zone for some follow-up plays on the next turn. and I beat over his monsters, leaving him with just the wee witch. He top decks a back row, and I don't know what it is. He's typically known for playing weird battle traps like Storm and Mirror Force, so I play around that and don't kill him this turn, but we eventually win the game anyway. It's been a while since our last win, so I'll take it. Round 2, this boy was in the last episode, so you probably know what he's playing. It's Go Second Orcust, but this time without Mermaid. He wins a die roll and obviously makes me go first. My hand isn't great, I have to use Poly and end on a board of Tracer, Magna Rocket, and Borreload Furious. If you remember anything from the previous episode, I just want to say this is a headphone warning in advance. I'm joking, I'm not gonna do that again. A lot of people didn't like it, I'm sorry. That was, however, the end of game 1. Game 2, I make him go first, and he sets 3 back row and passes. I start off with the normal summon of a Gateway Dragon to special summon from hand, but that gets impermed, so I link it into Pisty to try and bring it back with World Legacy Guard Dragon so I can try it again, but it gets called by the grave this time. I follow up with a quick launch to special summon Tracer from deck, but I hadn't really thought this whole turn through. There's a lot of misplays going on here. So my next action in game is to pop the World Legacy Guard Dragon to special summon a rocket from deck. What I should have done was link into LP instead of Pisty originally, and then use World Legacy Guard Dragon to move the LP to a main monster zone so I could combo off with the LP, but instead I'm stuck with a Pisty in the extra monster zone and then just 2 rockets hanging about. Believe it or not, I do still, however, win this game because I attack for 28 and he has no plays on his turn, so then I get out enough damage on my turn to kill him. Game 3, we are going first again, and we start off with Gateway Dragon again, which gets Veilered, so we set 1 and pass. On his turn, he normal summons a Harp Horror and declares Battle Phase, so we have to activate Crackdown to take control of the Harp Horror, which basically ends his turn. He does, however, set a back row, and that's a little bit scary because it could be Super Poly. There's really not much I can do to play around it, so I normal summon a Silver Rocket and then overlay into Redoer. We get a little bit of damage on the board and then pass back to him. And during his standby phase, on the activation of Redoer's effect, he imperms it, to which I chain the effect of Redoer for some reason, and he responds with a Ghost Ogre, so therefore he has access to Harp and all his Orcust plays. On the summon of his Galatea, we managed to drop the Phantasmate, which is awesome, but it also enabled Super Poly for game. So, yeah, kind of double-edged sword there. Round 3, we win the die roll against 60 cards for hire, and I go second. Using every card in his hand, he ends on a Falgo plus the Link to Ib thing. There's really nothing to be worried about at all here, so we just combo off like crazy. Starting with a Foolish for Background Dragon to summon Tracer from hand, I basically have full combo with Absorouter Dragon as well. Sadly, I managed to botch things up and end on a Borreload and a Borreload Savage. It is still, however, a considerable amount of damage on board, and there's not much he can do, except this man top decks Super Poly in 60 cards. I'm sick of it, man. I'm actually sick of it. Although we do still win because I get Cyber's Quantum Dragon out on my turn and attack for game. Game 2, he makes us go first, and I open with a double quick launch, but he gammas my Tracer, so I have to end on a Silver Rocket and a set Breakthrough skill. On his turn, we flip our negate on his Philo for hire, which basically forces him to end on the Ib Link 2 in the extra monster zone and a back row. After a couple of uneventful back and forths, I managed to break into a Cyber's Quantum Dragon and clear his board.
Hey, Paul.
Game 3, we're going second again, and this time he ends on a pretty stacked board for higher standards with 1 negate. My hand was pretty much pure revenge after getting Super Poly'd twice already. He negates my Tracer early on, but honestly I just don't care about that. I combo off anyway, and I get to our big board and just nuke him, which honestly just felt so good. I was pretty salty after getting Super Poly'd 4 times in 1 day. That is just kind of the nature of my deck right now though. I don't really have a way to play around it, so we're just gonna have to get used to it for now. Looking at our updated results, we are seeing instant progress. Our win rate at the end of last episode was roughly 30%, and now we're at 50%, so that is a massive jump. Hopefully we can keep this up in the future and continue climbing, but for now, we can go and look at our collection. So before looking at the collection, we have to open up our prize packs first, and we came 4th, meaning we got a Dark Neostorm, an OTS 10, and another OTS 10, so we got 2 shots at Dragon Mirror today. Starting with the Dark Neostorm, I'm not expecting anything too great. We have Mystic Mine. Okay, so that's our 2nd Mystic Mine if we want to play Mine Burn. But here's the part we've been waiting for. We want to pull that 2nd Dragon's Mirror so we can just finally cut Polly out completely. It's not even an ulti I'm wanting, but hey, yes, nice, we got it. I was worried locals would move on to OTS 11 before we managed to get Dragon's Mirror, but hey, we got it now, so there's nothing to worry about. This episode has actually been sick. We've pretty much pulled everything we've needed, and we're starting to win games. So now, let's whip out the binder. Okay, so here is the binder where I currently have everything rare and higher in the order of rarity. Honestly, I've not really had time to organize it properly, and everything's unsleeved, so it's quite a mess right now, but I'm sure over time we can fix that. Thinking about how the gameplay went today, we got super polyed 4 times, so I need to try and figure out a way to play around it. I think if we're going 2nd, we definitely want to put in that 3rd Twin Twisters, just because the opponent has to set super poly if they're going 1st. Going 1st, I don't know, I mean, I guess anti-spells may be an option, but I'll have to think about that at some point in the future, because it's becoming a problem. Other than that though, I really appreciate it if you've made it this far, because it's a longer video than usual. As always, if you like and subscribe, that would be brilliant, and I will see you next Thursday with my YCS results.